A few weeks ago, I shared a photo that's really similar to this, and the one I shared initially was a magnolia seed pod that was all dried, shriveled up, and it was sitting on a stony ledge like this with greenery in the background. It's almost the same photo in some ways, but there's a couple key differences. Number one, I believe I shot that one with the close-up filter. This is not. This is just a 50mm lens on my D7100, almost wide open. I think this is at 2.4 maybe. And there's a couple things about the lighting that are different. So number one, the lighting in the original, or not the original, but the earlier one, is it was not a cloudy day. It was a sunny day, and you can see like light kind of poking through the green shrubberies in the background. So it had this different quality to it that was there was just more life and vibrance to the image. But I like that this one is different. It's more subdued. It's kind of a more calming image. There's a more monochromatic color palette, whereas the original you had like several different colors going on, especially yellows with the light. Here it's just more, it's more calming, I guess. But the other thing that makes this feel a little more peaceful or calming is something you might not notice right away, but it's definitely there, and you'll see it now that I point it out, is the fact that everything has this wet sheen to it. This was on a cloudy day after it had rained, and so everything was wet. It wasn't raining, but all the surfaces were wet, and so you could see on the stone, it's got this shine to it because it's wet. Even this gumball here, this seed from a gum tree, it has a shiny reflectivity on it, and all the little points are shiny, and the stem is shiny, and it just adds the presence of that water layer adds a nice touch to this image that I really like, even though it's pretty similar. I mean, it's a pretty basic image here. You got a single subject right in the center, a foreground and a background. There's nothing really all that complicated here, but it was fun to shoot this, and I do enjoy this image because it's got that wet sheen on it. Incidentally, this was slightly faked by me in that, well, not faked, like there's nothing moved in Photoshop or anything, but originally this gumball seed was on its side, and I tipped it up. Normally I don't like doing stuff like that because I don't know, I like taking pictures of nature as is, but sometimes, I felt it was perfectly credible that this thing could have landed in this position as opposed to laying on the side position, so I just tweaked it a little bit. I hope that's okay with you. I don't know what your rules are for altering things like that. I don't even know what my rules are, but I did it on this photo, and I think I like the results.